Allah, and Allah will ask you about your responsibility, about your duties. Have you done your obligation? Have you done your duty towards your children, to your family, or not? Don't think that if you can run away in this life, that Allah will not, He will get you in the day of judgment. We conclude of the following. Also, women is to be raised and properly. Second, she is to be treated very kindly. I repeat the hadith of Rasulullah, be gentle with the creature made of glass, the women. She is to lead a happy life at home as a wife and a mother. She has the full right to live and to lead the family as a wife and as a mother. She has the right to make decisions at home. She has the right to share you as a husband in the home. You should not disregard her opinion. You should not look to her down. She is not a slave. She is your wife. She is the mother of your children. She is the one taking care of your family. She is the one taking care of your children. Yes, you are working hard. You also have a very, no doubt about it, that the father and the husband is doing, the strongest role, the best role in the life to support his family. No doubt about it, that the father and the husband, they are actually the one who really take the whole responsibility. But it doesn't mean that because of that, especially if she's not working, especially if she's staying at home, you should thank Allah. I say this to every husband. If your wife is not working, you should prostrate every day to Allah to thank Him that she is home taking care of her children. How many husbands, they have problem because his wife is working? The one whose wife is staying home, taking care of you and your children, you should be happy for that. You should thank Allah for that. I know, sister, many of you, they need to work, especially if you are living with a miser husband, especially if he doesn't give you anything, especially if he's poor. It is a good thing from you, sister, to help your husband to work. But I advise you, sister, if you want to get a job, make sure that you're not mixing with men. Try your best to be, away, or at least, because I know in this country it's difficult for you, but try your best to avoid fitna, temptation. Try your best not to mix with men. And if you are working, mixing with men, you have to put full hijab, sister. You have to put full hijab. You should please Allah. You don't follow your opinion and your wishes. Remember, my sister, you're going to leave this life one day. You're going to be in the grave. You're going to be in the grave today or tomorrow or after 100 years. One day you're going to end up, all of us, in the grave. And you will be questioned. And you will be saved. You will stay there. Your grave could be a piece of paradise or a hole of hellfire. So be careful, my sister. We should not just, follow what we want and we forget what Allah wants. What Allah wants comes first, then what we want comes second. She is to raise her children properly, so as she will be a good teacher, a good leader, a good reminder, a good mother, and a good grandmother. She is to be rewarded in the world as well in the hereafter. المرأة مدرسة إذا أعددتها أعددت جيلا طيب الأعراق. The mother is a school. If you prepare her properly, she will graduate a lot of good generation. Who really taught our children at home? The mother. You, the father, stay most of the day outside. Who actually raised your baby from the time he was born until he's 2 years? The mother. Who is really took the whole responsibility and the pain during pregnancy and delivery? The mother. Who really cleaned the children from all dirt? The mother. When they cry at night, she is the one really take care of them. All what we can say as husband, please take the child out of the room. That's all what we say. Get out of the room with him. I want to sleep. She will not sleep. She will stay, late until morning, taking care of the baby. Remember this role. Remember her duty. Remember her favor. When something is going for years and all Muslims approve it, because it's halal, it can go up, it can be raised up to the extent to be an obligation. So nowadays, we all men look to this. Her job in the house is an obligation to her. But actually, from Islamic point of view, sister, don't go home now and don't cook. Just continue doing what you're doing. Don't say that I am not going to do. I'm just clearing this for the husband to understand what you do is actually a favor. My brothers in Islam, may I request you to play your effective role in modeling and in bringing up a new generation and new group of leaders who are more than half of the society. These in turn, and I mean the women, there in turn, if we raise them up properly, if we give them the responsibility, if we respect them, if we treat them nicely and kindly, these in turn are to shape up the future leaders of mankind. And in so doing, you have played your role perfectly. You have benefited from the teaching of the leader of Muslim Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And you will be rewarded by Allah Almighty for all your effort. Ameen. Let us ask Almighty Allah to forgive us if for our shortcoming towards our women. Now, my brothers and sisters, I will come to my subject. You know, what every Muslim must know about talaq. My brothers, you know, in Islam, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us the right to divorce and also gave us the right to get married 1 and 2 and 3. But you know, unfortunately, my brothers, there's a lot of Muslim men and women, they don't know much about talaq. They don't know when to divorce. They don't know when to divorce. He don't know what is actually the condition of divorce and how even to divorce, what to say. Many women don't know. My brothers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, first of all, said, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, one of his signs, he created from yourselves spouses that you become you. They will be like clothes to feel home. They will be like houses for you. تسكنوا إليها. That means your wife, you as a wife and you are a husband, is exactly like a house, like a home for you. The wife is like a home for you and you are like a home for her. And he made between you love and mercy, mawaddat wa rahmah. In these things, there are signs from Allah to those people who are thinking, the people who think about this. Also, Rasulullah sallam commanding us to marry. Allah said, وَأَنكِحُوا الْأَيَامَ مِنْكُمْ وَالصَّالِحِينَ مِنْ عِبَادِكُمْ وَإِمَائِكُمْ إِنْ يَكُونُوا فُقَرَاءَ يُغْنِهِمُ اللَّهُ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ وَاللَّهُ وَاسِعٌ عَلِيمٌ. Approve the marriage. The people who is not married and the righteous among you from your brothers and also from the girls who you possess, they mean the slaves. If they were poor, don't worry, Allah will give them. Don't worry if the husband of the man is coming to marry your daughter and he's poor. If he's really good Muslim, if he's a righteous, that's why Rasulullah ﷺ said, if anyone who approach you, if you approve his religion and his culture and his manners and his behaviors, and he's a good Muslim, that's the one you should give him your daughter. He did not say the rich one. He did not say the one has prestige. He did not say the son of so and so. He is not the one who have companies. He is not the one he's tall, he's handsome. He said the one he has a religion. And you approve his manners. What do you expect from a person? I repeat to the fathers, what do you expect from that groom? You approved him to your daughter just because he's rich. Just because he's son of the king or son of the prince or son of the whoever he is. Believe me, my brothers, if you care about your daughter and you're really looking forward for her happiness, if you really want to see her happy with her husband, you must look for the person who is righteous, who really care for your daughter.
Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Dr. Lawrence Brown.
They all believe in one God and the prophets of God. Then where is the difference? Which is the religion of truth? Which is the right path? Which is the true revelation? Travel the chain of revelation with me, and let's find the true religion of God.
Join Dr. Lawrence Brown in Interfaith Issues every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. and repeat telecast at 2 a.m. Saudi Arabia on Peace TV.
The Prophet said, Al-Iman, faith is that you believe in Allah.
Divine guidance for human beings.
Believing in the angels, believing in the books that were revealed by Allah. Believing in the prophets.
Obligatory, mandatory, compulsory.
And that you also believe in the last day. And number 6, that you have to believe in the Qadr.
Abu Usama al-Dhahabi.
Welcome to Islam 101, a program in which we're going to do our best to give a clear and concise understanding and explanation about the basics of the religion of Islam, its tenets, its beliefs, its practices.
Discover the dynamism of Islam embedded in divine directives for its believers in Islam 101. Tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. and repeat telecast at 3:30 a.m. Saudi Arabia on Peace TV. A man, a mission, a world-renowned orator on Islam and comparative religion. He dedicated more than 5 decades of his life for dawah. Ahmad Deedat.
We Muslims believe that Jesus was the Christ.
This book is an eternal book of guidance for you and for me, for the whole of mankind. It's a solution to the problems of mankind. The miracle is when you expect a man to be dead and he's alive. That's a miracle.
Man with a Mission, next on Peace TV.
Also, Rasulullah ﷺ is commanding the young men, the strong, because you know, the young men, they are in their strength when they are young. That's why Rasulullah ﷺ did not say, oh men, if you can afford, get married. He said, oh young men, oh youth. This is actually the age when the man in this age, 18 until 25, he is strong. And usually, of course, they have tendency towards women and more than somebody who is 50 or 60. So that's why Rasulullah ﷺ addressed his hadith to the young people. He said, يا معشر الشباب من استطاع منكم الباءة فليتزوج فإنه أحفظ للفرج وأغض للبصر. يا معشر الشباب, oh youth, if you can afford, what he means by afford, financially, healthy, not only if you are not healthy and you have money, you will not get married because you will not do your duty towards your wife. And if financially, it doesn't mean have to be rich. No, something to take care of his wife. If he has mahar and I want to pause, and I will not pause 1 minute or 2 minutes, I may finish the lecture at this point, my sister and my brothers. My brothers, fathers, you listen to me, my fathers. What's happening in this country, what's happening in Pakistan, what's happening in Bangladesh, what's happening in Sri Lanka, that you, father, you the one actually giving mahar to the groom, this is haram. What you're doing, actually, you are violating Islam. You are following the steps of the disbeliever in this country. Why you don't change it? I know the government is not forcing you to follow their steps. I am sure about that. You just copied the steps of the Muslim by you, the one, the father is taking care. You, the one, have to give the mahar. You are the one who have to give the flat. You have to give the apartment. You, the one, have to give the car. You have to buy the jewelry. You have to give the gifts to the groom, to the husband. What does he do? He just give what? His ability? What he just able just to, with your daughter, that's all what he's doing? This is his responsibility? Is this enough? Father and my brothers, please revise what you're doing. You have to pause, evaluate, and I would love to see this change in this country and all the other country who's following your steps. the mahar should be given to your daughter. The husband who wants to marry your daughter, he is the one supposed to pay the mahar. All mahar. He is the one responsible about the apartment. He is responsible about the furniture. He is responsible about the jewelry. He is responsible to furnish the apartment from the spoon up to the bedroom. Not you, the father. Not you. I have been told by many sisters here since I was here for the last 5 days or 6 days. They told me there are many fathers have 3 and 4, 5 daughters. Now they told me the youngest one now is 27 and the oldest one is about 42. They could not really get the money to get them married. Why? Because he is responsible about he is responsible to give the money. He is responsible to furnish the house. What is this? Is this Islam? This is haram. Believe me. And also one more thing. One of the sisters told me, there is a very righteous, pious young man came to her father asking her hand to be a wife. He prayed. He is a good Muslim. He is very polite. He is very honest. But he is poor. Her father said, no, I will not accept him. I want you to get a rich man. What for? Even if he's rich, you the one have to give him the money. If the reason because this poor cannot give you mahar, I would understand. But why do you want the rich man? If you are following the disbeliever steps in marriage, if you're going to give him the money, then why are you insisting on a rich man? And for your information, that rich boy doesn't pray, doesn't fast, drinks, and gamble and all this, and still insist to give his daughter to this non-Muslim then. Is this a father? Is this type of a person is really care for his daughter? Rasulullah ﷺ, he said, "Man ja'akum man tardawna dinahu wa khuluquhu fazawwijuh." If somebody come to you and he is religious and his good manners, this is the one you pick them up. This is the one you accept for your daughter, not the rich. Be careful, my fathers. You sisters, and you father, you have really to evaluate and revise this bad tradition you are going for years by supporting the groom on the top of the bride. The groom, the husband, is responsible for every expenses for the marriage. Not you, the father. I repeat, not you, the father. Now we talk about talaq. Many brothers and sisters, they don't know nothing about talaq. They don't know how to marry. Yes, my brother, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, الطلاق مرتان فإمساك بمعروف أو تسريح بإحسان. Talaq is only twice. If you want to release her, you release her in a nice way. If you don't want your wife, if you reach to the point that you have to divorce her in a nice, gentle, polite way. إمساك بمعروف أو تسريح بإحسان. You can keep her with you and be very good favor on her. Be kind to her. Or if you decide to release her politely and nicely. No shout, no beating, no abusing, no insulting, not taking all her jewelry, not taking, if you tell her, okay, take your bag only you take your clothes and go home to your father. Now I want to stop because I have to give some time, sister. I want to stop, show you what is the divorce, my brother. First of all, my brother and sister, the divorce, if they decide, there are 4 steps before you divorce. 4 steps you have to follow, and Allah mentioned in the Quran. If you have misunderstanding or you have, what you call it, quarrel wife. If you have a wife, you have too much quarrel with her. First step is to advise her, to remind her, to give her some advice once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. If this doesn't work with her, okay, there is another solution. Try to disregard her in bed. 3 days, 4 days, 7 days. And I know, my brother and sister, the worst thing for a wife is to be disregarded in bed, especially, of course, from her husband. Try not to give her a face. Don't smile for her. All right? 1 week, 10 days, as long as it works. If it doesn't work, then you can, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, beat them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the 3rd time, beat them. But how do you beat them? You beat her until you break her ribs. You beat her in the face. You beat her with a stick. Or someone of the Gulf people, they use this, iqal. They use this and they beat their wife with this one. She is like a slave, like an animal. No. The reason, just the meaning of beat, just to give her, her attention. You forced me to reach this point. I advised you, you did not listen. I disregard you, you did not respond to my disregardation. I now have to beat you. And if beating did not work, then you don't divorce. You bring somebody of her family, a member of her family, her father, her uncle, her brother, and you tell him as what you call, I can call him a referee or a judge. And you bring also one of your family, and then you have a discussion. Please help us. I want to keep my wife, but I did this, I did this, I did this. She didn't listen to me. Can you please convince her? Can you persuade her to be good to me? Okay. Now, if this didn't work, then you divorce. Divorce is the last solution. Now, when you decide to divorce, when shall you divorce? You have to make sure, my brother, that your wife is clean. And that means she has no menstruation. And during this period of cleaning, you did not have sexual intercourse with her. If she is clean and you had sexual intercourse with her during this time, your divorce is invalid, is bid'ah. Anytime you want to divorce your wife, God forbid. All right? But if you decided after you've took this 4 steps, 4 solutions, it didn't work, you have to make sure your wife is clean and you did not have a sexual intercourse with her. Then you can decide. And don't say you are divorced twice or 3. Say once. Say you are divorced. 1. Be wise. Be careful as a man. Remember remember those behind you. The innocent children. The people, they one who going to pay for that. Your children will pay for that, my brother and sister. Your children who they're going to suffer. So when you decide to divorce, give once divorce. Only divorce, 1 divorce, not 2, not 3 in the same time. Rasulullah was very upset from one of the Sahaba when he came, I gave my wife 3 divorces. He said, are you playing with the Quran? I am with you here, I'm still with you. I am still with you, I did not die yet. How come you play with the Quran? How come you are actually misusing the Quran? He got upset, Rasulullah from the Sahabi, because he told him, I gave my wife 3 divorces in once. Once you give divorce to your wife, then you don't tell her, go home. You have no right whatsoever, my brother, to tell her, go home. You are not supposed to tell her she has the right to stay in your home 3 cycles. Al-iddah. She have the right to stay in your house 3 cycle menstruation. And during this 3 cycle, you have the right to come and talk to her and bring her back to you as a wife. But you have to have 2 witnesses. You have to bring 2 Muslims. Tell them, I want you to witness that I bring my wife back. That's it. But if you waited until 3 cycle menstruation finish, she is divorced. You still can bring her back, but with a new mahar and with a new contract. So if you want to bring your wife during the first divorce, bring her before she finishes 3 menstruation. Before the 3rd menstruation. Once the 3rd menstruation is over, you still can bring her back, but with a new mahar and with new contract. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن واحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة. That's what I told you, brother. Once you divorce her, you have to give her iddah. 3 months cycle at your home. And he said, Allah said, ولا تخرجوهن. Don't force them to get out of your house. You have no right whatsoever. As whatever she did, whatever she's done, how upset you are, how angry you are from her, you have no right really to tell her go home. And also she has no right to leave. She must stay with you. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you during this cycle, 3 cycles, that you may go to each other, you may solve your problem while she's home. And you, sister, you should not call your mother or father, tell him I am divorced. Let this problem between you and husband. All problems, sister, between you and your husband, you should not really, let anybody interfere between you.
Spread the word, oh man. Spread the word of Islam. Oh, fortunate one, paradise must be won. Paradise must be won each day and each night, through darkness and through light. Cry it out to the world. Spread the word.